Greetings, dear listeners. My name is Serikbayev Syrym, and today our broadcast dedicated to regulatory law. Regulatory law refers to secondary legislation including regulations promulgated by an executive branch agency under a delegation from a legislature. In contrast with statutory law promulgated by the legislative branch and common law or case law promulgated by the judicial branch. Regulatory law also refers to the law that governs conduct of administrative agencies, both promulgation of regulations and adjudication of applications or disputes, and judicial review of agency decisions, usually called administrative law. Administrative law is promulgated by the legislature and refined by judicial common law for governing agencies. Also known as administrative law, regulatory laws can include everything from rulemaking to adjudication and enforcement. In other words, administrative laws often relate to functions akin to all three branches of government: legislative, judicial, and executive, but all of them flow from agencies that are considered to be a part of executive branch. To demonstrate how regulatory law is often like three branches of government in one, consider how administrative laws usually come into being. First, the legislative branch passes a law authorizing the creation of a new executive branch agency to enforce a set of laws. For example, the Environmental Protection Agency, in order to enforce certain environmental cleanup and preservation laws. Second, the statute authorizes the agency to pass regulations to meet the goals of its mandate and to enforce its rules. Thus, the legislative rulemaking authority is delegated, in part, to the administrative agency. Third, the agency enacts regulations. Sometimes they require legislative approval, sometimes they do not. Then begins to enforce those rules through fining or arrests. The enforcement of laws is a traditionally executive function. Fourth, the agency may also have procedures for hearings, and the results of those proceedings can become precedent on agency policies. These hearings are akin to the trial procedures for the judicial branch. While administrative agencies are still a part of executive branch and are still checked by the other two branches of government, their regulations or enforcement schemes often resemble their own subsystem of government. inclusive of functions for all of three branches. Consequently, when discussing any law that may be administered by an agency, it is important to look not just to the statutory law or the case law, but also to any regulatory rules and decisions related to that matter. Failing to do so may amount to overlooking an enormous portion of the body of law affecting that topic. And now our broadcast is over. Please subscribe to this channel. That was your host, Serikbayev Syrym. Goodbye.